Hello everyone, good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to come on here to talk about my health mindset and how it permeates into all other areas of my life. Hey Patricia, because I really think this will help you with any health challenges that come up, but also life experience. We're all dealing with a lot, so much right now, that I really feel if you're focusing on your health with this method, then you will also, thank you, Patricia, that you will also be able to target other areas of your life. So this will be a continuation of the stress work that we were doing, and more. The possibilities are really endless here. So I do not have perfect health, but it is something that I am constantly working on. And this is also what makes me successful as a health practitioner, is that this is something I am constantly working on. And I've had the personal experience of overcoming health challenges. And I'm not going to get into my stories. There were minor challenges, but I would say there were three main health crises in my life where I've had to use this approach and mindset. So the first was dealing with Hashimoto's thyroiditis. I was diagnosed with that about 15 years ago, and I am in remission right now. The second was having my son by cesarean section. I had wanted a completely natural birth, would rather give birth in the closet by myself than go to a hospital. I compromised, got everything I didn't want. Anyway, that was my second health crisis. And then the third was dealing with something with my son. So it wasn't my own personal health crisis, but I was his caregiver. I took responsibility for that. So those three things, I was sitting down last night and thinking, I know I have this approach. How can I relay that to others? So there are 5 main things that are an aspect of my mindset with approaching everything I've dealt with and how I help others deal with their challenges. Again, we'll focus on health right now, but I'll relate it to a few other things in just life experience too. So the first is to take a holistic view. Okay, holistic view. Holistic doesn't mean natural. I think a lot of people think that holistic means natural. Holistic means whole. It means the whole thing, looking at it from different perspectives. When we're talking about health and you as an individual, it's looking at your physical state, so your body, and everything that relates to that. So your energy, your mind, emotions, and spirit is beyond that. So we've talked about this in the stress challenge. You know, this is something I am passionate about and talk about a lot. So with my thyroid issue, we'll just use that as the example for all of these. So it was a physical condition, but my doctor just gave me, thyroid medication and said, you'll just need to be on this for the rest of your life. No big deal. It's going to, your disease, your body is killing the thyroid. It's attacking the thyroid. It'll be dead. So you'll need this hormone to live, for the rest of your life. So very slap Band-Aid, here you go. We fixed the problem. But no, that was not the problem. I wanted to know why it was happening. So wanted to look at it with a really wide view. And I'm not going to get into the details about that. If you want more information on it, I did write a blog post and there's probably more information I can give beyond that. But I had to look at what is contributing to this. So my mind state, I learned a lot and read that stress can affect how your body is responding appropriately There is a lot of other theories about molecular mimicry with diet and gluten, that the tissue is similar, so that's why the thyroid may be affecting it. So I needed to use my mind for that to investigate other possibilities than what I was presented with. I needed to confront some beliefs around that. What else with the thyroid issue? So of course, once I realized that stress was involved, I needed to look at my mental state. This is when I was working in biotech. I was extremely stressed out, extremely. That's why I quit, because I knew that it was not sustainable. I could not maintain a healthy body. I could not have a healthy marriage and a child working in that environment. And then spiritually, beyond that, I knew that this was happening for a reason. And I knew that my body would not just attack itself for no reason, that I was here for a reason. I have a purpose, and I needed to get beyond this challenge and teach other people about it so that I can continue on with a prosperous and enjoyable life. So it didn't all come like this, that holistic view. It's something that I developed over a long period of time, but I was really open to looking at these different aspects of this health issue and how they were contributing to it. So the second approach that I take with this mindset to health mastery, really, is what we're talking about, is mastering our health, being in control of it as much as we can, is to take a natural approach. So I have found that when I am aligned with nature, I am receiving the best wisdom, not only with therapeutics to work with these physical conditions, like with my thyroid issue, I healed myself with diet, with removing toxins that are far removed from nature. But beyond that, and there's overlap with all of these, there is this spiritual aspect to nature, that it supports us. There's this symbiotic relationship. So I was really mindful of that as I was helping myself heal, that I was looking to nature. What is provided to me that will help my body heal? And again, going back to that question of why is this happening to me? I was in Chinese, so left biotech, I was in Chinese medicine when I really started looking at my diet and removing toxins. And so just getting on that path, I felt like things started to go into place. I was getting treatments when I was in school, acupuncture treatments. During that time, we were focusing on my thyroid. My allergies all of a sudden disappeared. Other things fell into alignment that I wasn't even targeting, and I didn't even realize until much later. So just aligning with nature, and then with the Chinese medicine approach, realizing that I am a microcosm of nature, really helped resolve this issue. It was key. And I felt that I was fully supported in this process throughout. Okay? This was not a punishment for anything. Because I think a lot of people, when they have a health issue, they do ask that question all the time. Why is this happening to me? But it's from a victim mentality. So we are not accepting that with health mastery. And that comes, and this is tough love too, that comes to this third point, this third approach of mine, which is to take responsibility. We take responsibility for whatever we can. Certainly, there are things outside of us that will negatively affect us, but we're not using that as an excuse that's going to keep us down and keep us unwell. So going back to my thyroid condition, I could still be complaining about my doctor. I actually have a really good relationship with him. I was teaching him everything I was learning. He was really open the whole time. He loved my approach to diet, and actually I went to school with his wife, so that helped that he was open to this, and that he was already interested in Chinese medicine. But when you're taking responsibility for your health, you are taking in other opinions. You are educating yourself. You are realizing that the choices that you have made have contributed to where you are now. And knowing all that, it's really easy to start to move yourself out. If you got yourself into this, you can get yourself out of it, depending on the situation and severity, right? So, and especially with a chronic issue like this. So I'm not talking about, breaking an arm or something like that. That still heals, but this is something different. So taking responsibility. And so no excuses. And I just want to bring up genetics, because I hear this a lot in my practice. When clients say, oh, I have this, my sister and my mom have this too, so this is just the way it is. And I'm always telling them, well, that may be your tendency, because that's how you all have similar lifestyles, right? You were raised together. And so we're doing this work that's going to help you get beyond it. And I always try to help them to shift their mindset to see that it's possible to have a different outcome. Because I study genetics. I have a degree in molecular biology, and I don't like throwing that around, but genetics are not everything. Just because you have this certain type doesn't mean that it's going to be expressed. And it doesn't mean that once it's expressed, it can be, like my situation, that it can be brought back into alignment again. So even if you have, I don't want to bring up the C word, but even if you have this genotype for this bad disease, that you have this propensity for it, does not mean it's going to happen. Worrying about it, obsessing about it, the mind emotional response that could happen in the body as well. That is not going to help, and that can actually make this undesirable outcome happen. So take responsibility, no excuses, even if it's genetic, even if someone put you on a path that did you great harm. It's up to you to find a way out and to find guides who can help you with that. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Also, you'll want to adjust your expectations and the outcome. So I did flesh this out. I want to go back to it. My notes here. So I did not wait for a perfect time to work on this thyroid issue. There was no perfect time. I was unhealthy. I wanted to be healthy. Yes, Patricia. Yeah, so predisposition, that's the word I was looking for. Your predisposition does not equal a final outcome. Thank you. Let me see what more you said. Let me see if I can expand your comment. I can't, so I'll get back to that in a bit, Patricia. So anyway, going back to expectations, and okay, so I did not wait for this perfect time. And I did not expect it to go away completely, nor did I expect it to be there forever, like I was told. And so I was just open. I was just trying this and wanted to see what would happen. And I knew that any change for the better was good. Any change toward having mastery over this situation was good for this thyroid issue. I want to bring up something else like weight loss. If we have a weight issue, that's something that people wait on sometimes. That's something that people also blame on genetics and push off. And this is an area that I am constantly working on too. So it's not something that I've accepted, that I love my body. I deeply love my body, but I know that there's room for improvement. I know that having more body fat can set me up for other health issues. So I'm constantly trying to manage that. And so it's not something that I wait for and try not to get caught up with the mindset that I need to have everything stop around me before I can focus on this. So think of New Year's resolutions and other things like that. For some issues, having enough money or enough time can also be your excuse for waiting. So with your health issue, that's something you can really question. What am I waiting for? Because we know that the end of our life is uncertain and we want to be in this healthy body for as long as possible. So it's more about quality of life for the time that we are here in this body on this planet. And that moves me to the fifth approach to this health mastery, is to prioritize it. So really focus and hone in on this issue if it means a lot to you. And so the thyroid issue, I needed to get a hold of that. It was part of my training that I felt like a hypocrite being on this thyroid medication when I was in Chinese medicine school and teaching people how to be healthy naturally. Of course, when I'm working with clients, I am not asking them to get off their medications. That would not be responsible of me. But it is my responsibility to teach them that there are other natural things that you can do, and to prioritize that, not just focus on band-aiding with drugs, but moving toward a more natural state and focusing. So let's go back to the weight loss issue. So you can be focusing more on your diet. You can be focusing more on exercise. It probably wouldn't be a good idea to focus on bringing in things into your house that are tempting. So you would want to remove those distractions as you're focusing on these healthier habits. It's not a good time to focus on watching this Netflix series if you're trying to move from a sedentary state to being more focused on moving your body and increasing circulation. I'll bring up stress too. If we're focused on really mastering our stress, for those of you who want to continue that, it's not a time to be focused on social media outside of this group. So I do want you to stay in this group because we're trying to be positive and healthy-minded here holistically. But it's not a time to be arguing with people and becoming involved with all of those situations that can bring us into a negative state and make us more stressed out. So I hope that point is clear too. So again, I use all of these. I was thinking about it last night. I use all of these for most situations. For parenting, a holistic approach. What is involved here? Is this a situation where we're just dealing with something happening physically? Is there emotions involved? Our mind state, our routine? What is supporting us spiritually? And are we tapped into that as a family unit, my son and I? And just that bond there is spiritual too, right? When we focus on that, things flow so much easier. But this could be with business too. Believe me, I work with this in business as well. The holistic model, taking responsibility, not making excuses, prioritizing the things that matter. What else did I not mention? Being aligned with nature too. And again, that goes along with spirit and feeling supported, that you're doing something meaningful and for a reason, and with a natural approach that doesn't harm, that only helps. So if you have something specific that we can plug into this model, I'd love to poke some holes into it, see if we can refine it a bit. And you can use that with this blueprint that I'm going to give you. So I'm going to put it in the comments below. So it's this sheet that I made up for you with some prompts that will help you look at these different aspects of health mastery. And after you do this for your health with whatever situation that you're focusing on, then you may want to turn it into a more life mastery blueprint and see how that fits. So I hope this was helpful for you. And you will also want this too. So I wanted to talk about the course as well, since many of you are interested in health mastery and this approach. We are using this as well for the 6-week course. So I'm going to have this in there as part of the curriculum, but you could have it now. If you like this system, this blueprint, then you will love the course. So what I have in there are a lot of really helpful, practical tools. So these are all practical things. There is some aspect of, I mean, they're not tangible things when we're talking about energy and mindset and emotions, right? But this is a very practical approach. So please don't write it off as being woo-woo. And if you are, then it's okay, because I'm just attracting the people to this program who are wanting that deeper work. So it is practical, but still really deep and meaningful. So if you're interested in the course, you'll want to make sure that you sign up for it by November 6th, because when you purchase within that time, you can also set up a 1-hour health coaching session with me, where we can focus on something that you're working with in your health and brainstorm about the ways that you can approach it and really come up with a plan to approach it. And we can continue working together, but my doors are closing for health coaching after November 6th. So you could still buy the course after that, but the health coaching will no longer be a part of it, since I will then be focusing more on this group experience for everyone and not as much with the one-on-one. So if there is something keeping you on the fence about the course, if it's interesting, but you're not willing to commit yet, please let me know. We can talk together about if this is a good fit for you, and I can answer any questions you have. So again, I will put the blueprint in the comments below. I'll put another link for information on the course below, and let me know if anything came up for you. If there's something you want to explore together as a group, I would be really interested to do that with you. So take care, friends. Bye.